for
Transforming lives for life.
Yes, so what I was just trying to say is that, in life we see failure as one thing that we should never experience. That once somebody fails, especially for those who have been succeeding in life, at a point in their life, maybe they had a little setback, and they fail. They find it hard to manage it, and even for some it even cost them their lives. So but today we hearing that failure is part of what helps us to succeed in a better way. For me, I'm seeing it as something strange. Yes, because really, if you ask people that do you prefer to fail over and over before you succeed, or you succeed at once, I'm sure if not 100%, at least 99% of people will tell you that I don't want to fail and before I succeed. I want to do it once and then I succeed at it at once. You see, but that is not how life is. In life, you have to succeed. At the point you fail, you succeed, and that is what keeps life going. So as I was saying earlier about children, where our children, maybe they usually become top in class, and maybe something happened and they let me say fail. Maybe they didn't top their class that term. Maybe they took second or third, and for some parents they even end up beating their child that the person that took first, does he have two heads, does he have a hand? Shey you get but we don't, we the parents, we don't see it as something. It's part of life. We want our children to be going up and up. Anything below that is is abnormal. But meanwhile, we ourselves, we fail, we succeed, we fail, we make mistakes, but because of they are our children and we want them to. But that is not how it should be. We should allow our children, of course it's not intentionally they fail, but once they fail, we encourage them and then tell them that next time, teach them well that next time that it is not bad to fail. Because I've seen a situation whereby, I think I've shared the story the other time, when a young girl, a primary school girl, I think she usually top her class, but I don't know what happened. I think she took second or third, and because of that, she was just crying. At the end of the day, the girl, ended up taking her life, because only God knows what she will face at home when she gets home, because of what her results. You see, and it's so sad and unfortunate that, especially for parents and their children, that we see our children as superhuman. It's not so. It's not, because we ourselves, we are not superhumans. But because of when we err, nobody beat us, nobody spank us, we feel that. But unfortunately, that's not how it is. So for parents to their children, it's fine your children top their class. It's fine they are always succeeding, but in a case whereby they fail or they have a little setback, talk to them, encourage them, let them know that is life. But that shouldn't make them be down forever. That they can also get up the way they fell, get up, dust their body, and then also fly high. So that is just my little contribution about this topic. And the beauty of this topic is that for me, before, because growing up, in my class then, I used to top my class. I think when I was from primary 1 to 4 or so. When I got to primary 5, I think I took 6th or 7th, and that day it was as if they were mourning somebody in, God forbid, but that day was so gloomy for me, and it was as if I don't know, it was a black day for me. And then even the parents, and then even people around me were not even making it any easier, because they were shocked that you that used to, you are now playing too much, you are now even if you don't play, even when you don't play, they see it as okay, you play too much or something like that. But that shouldn't be the case. Parents to their children, like I said earlier, you advise your children, you let them know that is life, that is not their fault, and make them see reasons for them to try to succeed even when they fall. Ebony World,
Transforming
lives
for life.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much for that wonderful contribution. And what do we have to say? Our response simply is, we should not strive to fail, but we should rejoice at failing, because it gives us an opportunity to do it one more time. So I'll simply say, let's do it one more time. We should remember how our children learn. And I wonder why we forget. Children learn by failing. They learn to walk by falling. If they are afraid of falling, they can never walk. We learn to ride bicycle by falling. If we are afraid of falling, we can never ride bicycle. There's nobody who rides a bicycle and doesn't have a scratch to show for it, a scar to show for it. When we learn to swim by drinking our own water. Nobody can ever learn to swim and say, I didn't drink water. Not possible. That is just how nature teaches. And we should allow nature to continue to teach us. This is the only way we will grow. So our response to failure should be, let's do it one more time. That's it. Let's do it one more time. There's an enemy called average, and that average is the greatest enemy. When you are average, you don't excel, you don't fail. You are promoted anyway. If you go through life like that, you end up a life of average. It's when you fail that you try to excel. I learned, my genius came out when I failed. And we define failure in the beginning. Failure is relative. You came sixth and you are sad. Somebody else came eighth and is happy. I was in school when we just left school and graduated from high school. One of us who said that he would be number one made what we call aggregate 8 in our external exam, WASC exam. And somebody else made aggregate 6. And the one who made 8 was money. When some of us who made aggregate 24, 36 were all rejoicing, we were happy. It was money. He would have been happy if nobody else had a higher score than himself. So he was unhappy because he was now measuring his achievement on somebody else's time scale. It was excellent. So we must realize that in this life, we are competing not against anyone, we are competing against ourselves and against time. If our failure has not resulted in lost time, in fact, you don't even lose time. You don't even lose time. It's our life that we lose. Because time is there constantly. It's our life that is running. So, and no time is too late to start over. It's never too late. That you failed is not the problem, therefore. Your response to the failure is the problem. How did you respond to it? Did you come out better, stronger, bigger, more powerful? I thought about quitting, but then I noticed who was watching. My children were watching me from behind, so I couldn't quit. When you are about to quit, remember why you started in the first place. Why did you start? So that's why we keep on telling us, you only fail when you had no why. If you had a why, you never fail. You will go at it again. Failure has not led to the eradication of your why, of your purpose. There's a reason why you started. Your focus must be on that, because opposition will come to try to stop you from achieving, to try to redirect you from your goals. And sometimes failure comes to tell you that this is the wrong way you are approaching this, your purpose from. And that's what happened to us in Ebony. We failed, and then we learned that, there's a better way to do it. And we responded rather than moan and cry and, regret. There was no time for that. So we went back to the drawing board and we took off again. Remember that the master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. Those who call themselves masters of their game today, they have failed more times than beginners have ever tried at that game. So never let success get to your head, and never let failure get to your heart. Yes, that little girl who committed suicide, failure got to her heart. If failure can get to your heart, success can get to your head. Because you think everybody is daft and that only you are smart. Okay? So never allow success to get to your head, and never allow failure to get to your heart. When you take risks, you learn that there will be times when you succeed, and there will be times when you fail, and both times are equally important. And if you are not prepared to be wrong, you will never come up with anything original. If you are not prepared to get it wrong, you will never try anything new. You will always have to copy. You always have to imitate. You always have to be like. You always have to be a duplicate. If you must be an original, if you must conquer new territories, you must be ready. Hello?
Hi.
To face failure, challenge failure, and overcome failure. Failure is not fatal. It is our attitude. Failure is a part of innovation, and it's perhaps even the most important part of innovation. All the inventors you have seen, most things were invented by mistake. They are trying to get something, and then they stumble on something else. That's how a lot of inventions have come about. Because as people are striving for a new, they don't know what they are really going to encounter on the way. But as a result of getting it wrong, they end up with something else. And say, this one is equally useful anyway. Okay? Failure is an important part of your growth. Don't be afraid, therefore, to fail. It's a very important part of the growth process. We are asking that we grow. We must understand that failure is an integral part of that process. And we must be ready to embrace it. And then rejoice when we fail. Why not? Rejoice. Because many are not even trying. Many are not even trying. It's only when you risk failure that you discover things. When you play it safe, you are not expressing the utmost of your human experience. The one who fails and gets up is stronger than the one who never tried. Do not fear failure, therefore, but rather fear not trying. Okay? Fear not trying. It's not failure you should be afraid of. Because this failure immobilizes a lot of people. The fear of failure prevents people from even getting up to go. Yes. What you should be afraid of is not failure. What you should be afraid of is not trying. Let it not be said that you didn't even try at all. I failed is better than I did not even attempt. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill. We learn from failure, not from success. Success has nothing to teach us. Because when we succeed, it means that we know it all. So we learn nothing. We just move on. It's when we fail that we actually sit down to learn. Failure should be our teacher, therefore, not our undertaker. Sympathetic, sadly, that's what happened in that girl's case. Failure became an undertaker rather than a teacher. It is a delay, not defeat. It is a temporary detour, not a dead-end street. It is okay to accept defeat, but it is not okay to accept failure. Okay? Therefore, in the war, there will be many battles. In life, there will be many battles. It's not how many battles you lose that matter. It is winning the war that matters. So you should not be afraid. You can't win every battle of life. There will be some you will lose. But make sure that you don't give up on life. When you do, you have lost the war itself, the game of life, you've lost it. Okay? So failure is okay. Most great people have attained their greatest success just one step beyond their greatest failure. When they failed and it was a disaster, and they took one more step, that's when they failed and they became a super explosive. That's when they succeeded and became a super explosive success. Once you learn to celebrate your failures, you are on the way to becoming the real deal. You are on the way to becoming, because failure makes you resilient. Failure makes you stronger. Failure makes you unbreakable. Failure strengthens your constitution. The one who falls and gets up is stronger than the one who never tried. Do not fear failure, but rather fear not trying. You said that if you fail, never give up. Because what? Fail means fair attempt in learning. F-A-I-L. A fair attempt in learning. That's fail. A fair attempt in learning. That is fail. F-A-I-L. We must learn. When you fail, sit down. What am I learning? Learn your lessons. Take them along and then go to the next level. If I fail, I try again and again and again. If you fail, are you going to try again? The human spirit can handle much worse than we realize. It matters how you are going to finish. Are you going to finish strong? Are you going to finish strong? Are you going to finish on a high note? Remember that we said that success itself is even a journey. It's not a destination. Yes. So, even if I don't get to the destination, I want to finish on a high note. I want to finish strong. I want to finish standing on my feet, not defeated and on my back. There is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure. And fear of failure has killed more dreams than failure ever will. People are afraid they will fail, so that kills the dream immediately. So they just let the dream slide, rather than find out what would it even be like to fail. Let me even see. Okay? And the more you challenge failure, the more successful you become. Failure is a prerequisite for great success. If you want to succeed faster, double your rate of failure faster. Pick up the call. Pick up the phone, make the call. They are going to say no. Let them say no. They are going to say no, they are better say no quickly anyway, so we can get over it. So our response to failure, our attitude to failure itself is the challenge, not failure itself. Everybody fails at something. Understand that. Everybody. Go and ask the most successful people, they will show you countless times that they have failed at something. But the question is, when you fail, what do you learn? Again, at that juncture, I want to bring that session to a close. And the next we'll look at learning from failure itself. Learning from failure. Learning from failure. I want to look at learning from failure. Theophilus, are you still there with us?